Cervical cancer is a slow-growing disease that develops silently within the cervix cells in its early stages. Most of the time, it's linked to strains of a common troublemaker we know as the human papillomavirus or HPV. Luckily, the immune system often stops HPV from causing any serious trouble. But sometimes, HPV can sneak past and mess with your cervical cells, leading to cancer. While there's no magic spell to completely prevent cervical cancer, there are some practical steps you can take to lower your risk and keep that sneaky villain at bay. So today, let's talk about 5 great ways to reduce your risk for cervical cancer. Number 1. Stop smoking. Staying away from cigarettes is important in lowering your risk for cervical cancer, as reported by the American Cancer Society. Smokers are twice as likely to develop this disease compared to non-smokers. Harmful chemicals in cigarettes can damage the cells of the cervix, increasing the chance of cancerous growth. So, if you're looking for a good excuse to ditch the smokes, keep in mind that your cervix will thank you. Plus, you get to save a bunch of cash, breathe easier, and avoid that unpleasant smoky smell that lingers like an uninvited guest. It's a win-win. Number 2, get vaccinated. The HPV vaccine is important because it protects against the types of HPV that most frequently cause cervical cancer. The vaccine is administered in 2 doses for people under the age of 15 and 3 doses for anyone 15 and older. The best time to get vaccinated is before you've had a chance to meet HPV, so it's recommended for 11 and 12-year-olds. If you're younger than 27, it's still a solid choice for you too. If you're between 27 and 45 and haven't gotten the vaccine yet, you can still get it. But keep in mind that if you're in this age range, you might have already had a few encounters with HPV, which could make the vaccine a bit less effective. Number 3, don't skip your screenings. According to the CDC, the most important step you can take to help prevent cervical cancer is to start regular screening tests at age 21. There are 2 ways your doctor can screen for cervical cancer: a pap smear, which checks for any suspicious cell changes in the cervix that could eventually turn into cancer if left unchecked, and an HPV test, which goes straight to the source, looking for the virus that can cause those sneaky cell changes in the first place. Basically, regular screenings are like giving your cervix a little wellness checkup to keep it in tip-top shape. Number 4, follow up on an abnormal pap smear. If your pap smear results come back with a few red flags, your doctor might suggest a colposcopy, which is basically a fancy way of saying they'll take a closer look at your cervix with a magnifying lens to spot any abnormal cells. If they do find something suspicious, they'll take a small sample for a biopsy. Don't worry, the colposcopy and biopsy are usually pretty painless, so there's no need to freak out. Your doctor will probably ask you to come back for another pap smear later on, and while it might not be the most fun appointment on your calendar, it's important to keep up with these tests. They help your doctor stay in the know about what's happening with your body. Number 5, practice safe sex. The bottom line here? Use condoms and be mindful of your number of sexual partners. The CDC notes that using condoms is linked to lower rates of cervical cancer. Limiting your number of sexual partners is also a smart move because it can reduce your chances of coming into contact with HPV. This virus spreads through skin-to-skin contact with an infected area, like the vagina, vulva, cervix, penis, or anus, even without actual sex. But keep in mind that limiting your partners doesn't exactly put you in the clear. It only lowers the risk. HPV is super common, so you can still pick it up even if you've only been with one person. And there you have it, 5 practical ways to keep cervical cancer at bay and give your cervix the TLC it deserves. Remember, taking care of your health doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. It's about making smart choices that keep you strong and healthy for the long haul. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for more health tips and tricks. Got any questions or want to share your thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep taking care of yourself and stay awesome.